Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is MJ McLaughlin. I'm the Managing Director of Training at AAMI, and I'm here with Monty Gonzalez, President of the College of Biomedical Equipment Technology. Today, we're here to talk about something brand new. It's a powerful collaboration between AAMI and CBET to deliver a 6-part HTM Leadership Certificate program that kicks off in August. Monty, thanks for being here with us.
I'm excited to be here, MJ, and excited to be working with Amy on this project.
Awesome. Well, let's jump right in. What made this the right time for AAMI and CBET to team up on leadership development? What was the gap that you were seeing in the HTM space?
I think we've all been hearing it a little bit. There's been such a tremendous effort and focus these last few years, really dialing in on technical issues in HTM. Big discussions, big focus on bridging the gap between biomeds and imaging. Big gap on bridging the gap between biomeds and some of the IT work that's being performed nationally. And so a lot of emphasis and focus on technical. The last year or two, we've had a lot of momentum and a lot of push towards leadership skills development. And I just say, just to keep this brief, I met with a good friend of mine and a colleague at MD Anderson, Rafia Sadiq. She's the director of clinical engineering there. And she asked a very pointed question in our conversation, and that is, what are we doing to train the next leaders of HTM professionals? And it really got us to thinking and really gave us an opportunity to sort of lean into this effort with Amy and address that very specific question. And definitely a worthwhile next effort and focus for us.
Thank you. And I know in the training world, sometimes it's easier to identify a problem and start to think about what is needed and overlook the who, right? So who is the training for? So my next question is, who's the ideal participant for this program? Is it built for new managers, future leaders, or even just those curious about leadership roles in HTM?
That's a great question. And I think it's really important to think about leadership through a different lens than one might start with. And that is, you know, some people are forced into leadership roles and that mantle of responsibility is thrust upon them. Others are ambitious and go after it. And there's probably a whole big bandwidth in between. And I think developing the next generation of leaders starts at any phase in one's career. And I think this sort of training program is great both for cultivating new leaders as well as honing the skills of those that have been placed in leadership positions now or emerging into them. So I'd say really this is a fantastic opportunity for emerging leaders, for leaders who are seasoned but want to dust off some skills or kind of upskill and focus on what's next. I wouldn't close the door on anyone who has ambition to lead or who's in a leadership role now.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's talk about the program itself. I know we've got sessions on data-driven decision-making, vendor negotiations, change management. What are a few of the sessions or topics that you're really excited about and why?
I think probably the two that I'm most excited about, one, because I'm actually co-teaching one of them myself, and it's been a subject that I've done a lot of research and work on over the last couple of years working with colleagues in the industry, and that's ethics in HTM, a real leadership challenge and a real focus for our industry. It does not take much research or looking around to find an ethical dilemma or a situation that's emerged. And they're usually not expected. And the best thing that we can do to prepare for those is to have frameworks and constructs in place for leaders to act accordingly and appropriately. When leaders are given the right tools, they generally do the right thing. Absent of those tools, they're guessing or doing the best they can, and we can do better than that. And so, instilling an ethical framework for leadership decision making is really important and something I'm passionate about and excited about working with leaders in the industry to develop. The other one that's really interesting to me is sort of a change management, but focused on technology, focusing on how do we incorporate an advanced technology with in medical device management. And that course is going to be led by two fantastic instructors, John Schmidt and Ryan Gonzalez from Sodexo. two wonderful leaders, and just a fantastic topic with lots of momentum and lots of interest behind it. So those are probably the two I'm most excited about. Uh, we also do a customer service and communications course that's going to be taught. That, I hear all the time, best in practice, best in practice, best in practice. What is best in practice? Well, it's patient care, it's serving our customers, it's communicating accurately, correctly, and efficiently, and that's another great course in there. So we feel like we've got a pretty good course, pretty good lineup of courses this year. Those topics have all been driven by industry asking us for them. We don't like to make things up, so we like to listen to the folks we work with, good ideas of what relevant topics are, and then lean into those. And that's the direction we've taken this year.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. And I know, for those of you who are interested, who are watching this, you can register now online. If you visit AAMI.org and select public training and filter by HTM, you'll find this course listed on that page. For members of AAMI, it's $1,099 for the 6 sessions. And for non-members, it's $1,365. So again, a great price for the amount of training that everybody's getting. Before we log off, Monty, one last question. What sets this course apart from other HTM leadership programs that are out there?
I think the most interesting aspect of this course is that, as I mentioned earlier, the topics have been derived from conversations and focus group sessions with a dozen or more industry leaders and healthcare organizations nationally. They are the ones who said these are the topics that are most important to us now and in the short future, and we would prefer that you focus on these. We've done a lot of work and research and development to curate and perfect these courses to the extent that you're able to do that. They're valuable and they're not taught by an academic, if you will. These courses are being taught and delivered by people with experience in the industry that understand the industry, and they're focusing training and education and leadership on that space. And so our objective is to make it relevant to what they're doing, make it meaningful, substantive, and so that when a person completes this program, they feel like they walk away with a new skill set, and are better prepared for the leadership challenges of today and tomorrow.
Great. Well, big thanks to Monty for joining us. Thank you so much for all that you do, and thank you all for tuning in. Please join AAMI, register for the Certificate of Leadership Excellence in HTM program. It starts in August and runs through February. Fully virtual, packed with value, and backed by AAMI and CBET. Hope to see you all there.